Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Wolverine Dark Moss. The Wolverine Dark Moss is the newest ball in the 900 Global line in that 700 series, so it's going to be under the Zen line and about two steps down from the reality checks and stuff of that nature. The Wolverine Dark Moss is basically a re-release of the original Wolverine that was affected by the USB-C restrictions. The biggest difference that this ball is going to come at a 4K fast versus the original 1500 grit polish. The cover stock is the same, the core is the same, and the biggest thing is the coloring change. For me, I never drilled an original Wolverine. From what I have seen with it, it was a very clean ball. It was very angular. It'd be similar to a high road pearl or a regular high road. What I would say, though, it is going to be a little bit more overall motion compared to both those balls, just because the RG is a little bit lower, so the ball's going to pick up basically at a little bit earlier spot. I have two different recordings for this review. The one in the purple jersey is going to be on a fresh house shot, and then the red jersey is going to be right after I did the reality check review, which I will put the link in the description. For me, it would have about a game and a half to 2 games if it was like a 4-man league on it. What I did find is on the fresh, it is definitely a ball that you can play, but it wouldn't be the first ball out of my bag by any means. And with the transition, I would say the 4K fast read a little bit too erratic sometimes. So sometimes it would clear the fronts and it would be perfectly fine. But if I got to the friction too early, what I did find is that the ball would jump a little bit too much, either leaving a 3-6-10, 9-pin, or going through the face and leaving a split. This is definitely a ball that I would use in transition, I would say more at a tournament. For a house shot, I found that I could go to something like a high road pearl and have a little bit better results just because the RG is a little bit higher on a high road pearl, so it's going to get down a little bit further compared to the Wolverine. What I found is when it's good, it's very good. I love what the ball does, but the problem is with me just starting the two-handed part, I would say I'm a little bit too inconsistent for my part, so it didn't give me enough miss room. For me, I would definitely say this ball is going to be something like a 4-ball, so when there is friction and the heads are starting to burn up, I'd be able to go to this under a Zen Soul, something of that nature, to where I need clearance through the fronts but still need enough reaction off the back half of the pattern. I would be able to go to this, can maintain the consistent reaction, and be able to score very well. After the review, I decided to polish the Wolverine Dark Moss to see what it did for me. I would say with me being a little bit lower speed, I did need a little bit more length out of this ball, and when I did polish it, it gave me a lot smoother reaction, and I didn't have the over-under that I was seeing on the fresh in that in-between Game 1, Game 2 burn on a league session. So I would definitely say if you're a little bit more rev dominant, you could look at applying some polish on it to give you a little bit more length, similar to how the original Wolverine was. Or if you're going to be a little bit more speed dependent, you could leave it at the 4K fast because it will pick up a couple feet sooner than the polish and still maintain that clean, sharp reaction. I would say if you were a fan of the original Wolverine and you did decide to participate in the turn-in from Storm, definitely getting your hands on the Dark Moss is going to be a great way to replace the Wolverine in your bag. It is, like I said, it's basically the same ball. The biggest difference is it comes at the 4K and the coloring, but the core numbers, the cover stock, everything remains the same with it. Or if you didn't have a chance to experience the original Wolverine, this is a good opportunity to see what that ball would do for you. I do want to thank Storm and Turbo for giving me great equipment that I can always show off to you guys. And if you did ever need anything bowling wise, Port Huron Lanes Pro Shop, right in Port Huron, Michigan, is your Storm VIP Pro Shop for the Blue Water area. Thank you so much for watching my review. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for future ball reviews.